a sign, but my GPS just said, "Welcome to California." Hello, California. I don't see any checkpoints. We're just about to come into Death Valley Junction, which is just a junction of, I think this is Highway 190, or no, this will be Highway Junction 190 up ahead here that we'll be getting on for a while. But this is an interesting little, well, what was a town? I think there's a hotel up here, a couple other things. We'll have to stop and check this out. Welcome to historic Death Valley Junction. So this hotel, or I'm sorry, this Armagosa Opera House, I don't know that it's actually an opera house. I'm not sure. I was thinking maybe this was the hotel, but there's not many doors like for individual hotel rooms. But we're gonna stop up here a minute.
Take the next right, then turn left onto California 127 North. Continue on California 127 South for 5 miles.
Okay, I need to turn around. This is, there are some things missing. Hey, I'll have to get the camcorder out. Actually, there's some things I do see. I think there are some remnants of the old railroad. I'm fairly certain a railroad came through here. Some towns only existed because they were a place where, you know, the old locomotives could take on water and such, and I think that's maybe what those water tanks there are for. And I think there's a couple other things here in town, but let's go up the road here and we'll find out. Town is only, here's the beginning of town. Oops, sorry, I'm doing this freehand. Yeah, town is just right there. So this is like the coming into town from the south. This would have been the way we would have came on the better highway. But we came in from the east, which was way over in, where's my zoom? You guys know I all struggle with that, with the zoom on this thing. So yeah, we came from somewhere over there. We'll go into town here. I turned around just right here, and this is the south entrance into town. But over here to the left, let's go over here a minute. You know, here's some old buildings back in the day. Who knows what they were? If it wasn't for that tree or those bushes, I don't know what that place might have been, but maybe we can go around to the front. I think that hotel opera house thing is going to be in the way. There's a lot of growth. I don't know if we'll be able to get back in there or not. Highway 190, Death Valley, left turn a quarter mile. There were some things back in here to the right that I seen on satellite view, but they've now been torn down. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know what that might have used to been. Old gas station or general store maybe. Let's pull over here a minute. Well, wait a minute. Right here there are campground rules. Campers must register at hotel front desk. All vehicles must display valid camping permit. There are quiet hours. Pets must be leashed. Clean up after them. No loitering, no littering, no dumping. No more than 6 people may occupy a site. Well, here's why I think there was a railroad here too. Is this other building here that has the big loading dock on it. So, and it's kind of in line with where those water tanks are, just out on the other side of it. So, but it doesn't look like the railroad runs through here any longer. So I guess it is a hotel. I just expected to see more doors.
In 600 feet, turn left onto California 127 North.
Maybe they're just, this hotel just has large rooms. So that's why the doors are so spread out. Yeah, I'm seeing more now. It actually looks pretty nice. The place could use a paint job, but you know, they have little sitting chairs. Hang on, we're gonna have to get out here a minute. So this is pretty much all that exists of Death Valley Junction anymore, is this hotel thing. Maybe that general store gas station thing over across the street. What's left of maybe some railroad buildings and such, and that might have been a little gas station there in the corner. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. But I think as soon as we go past the Opera House here, I think that's it. Actually, there might be a couple buildings around the back side of that, so we might have to go have a peek over there. Yeah, and they have this little, it's like a courtyard fixed up. They have an old piece of equipment over there and a bench. There's a couple benches around, so it's actually a nice little hotel setup. Another bench over in there. I don't know what these bushes are here, but they're real light colored. Oh, there's one right here. Look, like the needles or whatever are like almost white. It's an interesting tree. Yep. Give Bella a little break. Hi, Bella. What are you doing, Bella? What are you doing? So that area, I know you won't be able to see this, but there's a cable that runs across the center of this big courtyard, and so I'm not sure, and some sign, little barricade down there, so I don't know what's going on with that other half of the building. But I mean, it looks in just as nice a shape as the rest of it. Yeah, granted, it could use a fresh coat of paint, but this is interesting because there are irrigation lines that go through here, you know, to water what plants do exist. And over here, I guess, they have a fire ring. And let's come out and hang out in the evenings at the picnic table. There's firewood, fire ring, a little cooking grill. When I initially looked at this place on the from the satellite view, it just looked like such a desolate place that I really just thought this whole hotel and Opera House was, you know, probably completely abandoned, but it's not. It's in business. Yeah, right here's an irrigation hose going. It looks like there's some small trees that are freshly planted and staked. There, several of them out there. So they replanted some trees and run some irrigation lines to them. And for whatever reason, danger, restricted area. But you see in here all these, you know, benches and, you know, these old cast iron chairs and tables. Yep, the whole way down here. And they'll have Frigidaire air conditioners. You probably need that out in this area, I'm certain. Okay, come on, Bella. Come on, this way. So, all right, we'll go back around. Maybe we'll see something back around the Opera House, the Armagosa Opera House. Ready to go? This is, yeah, if you'd open the door, I'd get in there.
Left on
would think that in an area like this, that I wouldn't have any cell service. Surprisingly, I do. Pretty good cell service. Alright, let me see if we can see these houses back here. I don't know if any of them are... That says private property, keep out, but hang on a second. Oh, hang on a second. Now, there are some houses in here, but it's all fenced and gated. This has private property, no trespassing. There is a vehicle back here, recent, you know, pretty modern vehicle. It's not too ancient. A propane tank back there. Oops, let me zoom out. So there we are, a couple old houses. A couple hiding back in the trees. See what we see going past here. I'll grab the other camera. Yeah, places like this, I can see where there are still a few, you know, residents that, you know, there could be that one house back there that somebody has kept up, and, you know, places like this tend to get people exploring and thinking it's completely abandoned. There's no garage, it's empty. Yeah, just a handful of houses there. But you can see why they kind of wire them off and say no trespassing. You want a bunch of tourists, explorers, you know, in their neighborhood, little neighborhood. Oh, fuel station, Nevada prices, 7 miles north. No, we're not going north. Here we go. Furnace Creek 30, Stovepipe Wells 55. Let's get going. A sign back there said that there's a entrance fee area. I guess we're entering, I guess, the south end of Death Valley National Park, and there'll be a kiosk up here. National Park, I don't have a National Park pass, so I'll have to buy one of those one time. You know, it's probably $35 to get in. I think they're only 80, the annual pass is only $85 for the year. I might have that wrong, but we were at just 3,000 feet in elevation, and Death Valley goes down as low as 200 feet below sea level. So we're going to be on quite a descent here for a while. Now, this is interesting. Another change in the landscape. Easy does it. Pay entrance fee. All vehicles must display a valid pass. Okay. We'll have to go up here and pay. Wow, not much of a... This is not much of a facility. It's just a little kiosk.
You've arrived.
I don't know if anybody's... I wonder if anybody's even... I wonder how this works. Pay fee here. I don't think that building's big enough for anybody to be in there to pay. I'll have to check this out. So, out here in the middle of nowhere is this little kiosk, and here, wait. Actually, here's the kiosk. It has a little solar panel on top, but it's not getting any sun. But down here, you put in Place to put your credit card. There's a screen. Guess I get my ticket right down there. So that's what you're looking at to come into Death Valley National Park, is just this little kiosk. At least this part of the park. And unfortunately, while launching, landing, or operating unmanned or remote controlled aircraft in Death Valley National Park is prohibited. This entire park, which is by how many square miles, I don't know. In other words, no drones allowed. Wow. In all this area, I don't know how far it is from one end to the other of Death Valley. I think it's over 100 miles. In places where nobody's around, what's the harm? But rules are rules. No drones in national parks. In all national parks is what I understand. Well, so be it. I think there might have been pamphlets or brochures in here, but there are none. Elevation, we're down to 2,000 feet. You can probably see the reflection of my park pass. But I'm supposed to have it displayed up there. I'll have to do that a little bit differently once we get stopped somewhere. There's going to be quite a view coming up here. This is quite a valley. We're in Death Valley, California, and we're almost 200 feet below sea level. And one of the common things that were mined in this area was borax, and of course it's used for cleaning and I guess making glass and ceramic and various things. But we're gonna check out this museum here, of course. I guess they used buckets to pull it up out of the ground, yeah, back in the day, before more modern equipment came. And here's a scooper, some kind of scooping bucket. I think the main thing I wanted to see here that I seen online, I did not know the number 2 was here, so that's a surprise. But it was this big Borax Wagon down here. Oh, she has a name, Old Dinah. So yeah, what a boiler on that. An early steam type tractor for pulling these heavy wagons for hauling borax. Wow, these things are pretty incredible. And what else we have here? I have no idea. Never seen one of these. Oh, they're logging wheels. Oh, actually I have seen those. They're designed that when this whole thing that goes this way, when it's tilted down and you hook it to a log, then when you hook up and you pull it, it actually pulls down on that, but it pulls up on the front of the log, and there you have it. It's a log puller. I'm not gonna say it. More wagons. Oh, they had a 20 mule team wagon train used in hauling borax from Death Valley to Mojave, 165 miles, 10 days. The borax weighed 24 tons. The entire weight totaled 36.5 tons. Furnace Creek Resort, Death Valley, California. I'd guess that was just a water wagon. Maybe it'll haul extra water in the trip, wouldn't you, being in Death Valley? An old road grader, grading blade on the bottom there. Now this is an interesting wagon because it's so long. I bet I know what it was for. Probably for the 20 mule team. For them to rest. There's places all along the side here, maybe to tie each member of the team off and put feed in here, probably hay or whatever. It's pretty long. You could hook up 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 on each side, maybe one on each end. That'd be 20. That's probably another smaller log puller type of thing. Look at this beast. Wow. Look at this beast. I would like this. Man, I'd love to see a picture of this thing all hooked up and in action, what it actually hauled. I don't know what went on the tops of these, across the top. Looks like something did. And look at the huge brakes on this. That is incredible. This would have been so cool to see in action. There's a little sign up here. Wooden truck for hauling logs to sawmill. I'm not sure. That's pretty worn off. Yeah, what the heck? Well, the guys probably got thirsty too. Right? Yeah, you know, in old Western movies we tend to see all the little carts that go in town, like, you know, just for individual or very small business. But I don't know when I've ever seen like a documentary or a movie that had like this really big equipment in it. I really didn't know. I think I have seen somewhere a picture of, you know, some heavy stuff, but man, I'd like to know more. Okay, and this device up here, what the heck? Well, it's got stones that go all around this, so attached to each one of these things. This is like probably a big version of that thing we seen in an earlier video. But this was powered differently. Something drove this big wheel over here that turned that shaft whenever and turned these gears. And then in 4 locations you have big rocks that are dragged around to grind something up. Wait a minute, these are the kind of buggies we're used to seeing in westerns. And these over here, you know, some hauling some stuff. This was just to go for a ride, maybe go into town and take a couple of things. But those are the heavier wagons and heavier. And oh, there's this old stage. There's 3 old stagecoaches over there. That's pretty cool. These things are impressive. You know, a lot of them have survived. You know, they were kept indoors and everything, but or have had some work somewhere along the line. But these could be just all original condition, and just being out here in Death Valley where it's so dry at, you know, they didn't rot. You know, maybe the canvas dry rotted. You know, the canvas roof that would have been on it. But they're pretty. I wonder who the last person was that rode on this. Ran when parked. Who parked it here? Huh. That one there is the Panamint Valley stage used on the Beatty Skidoo run from 1890 to 1910. Man, this is cool old stuff, isn't it? Okay, this might be hard to see, maybe not. There's a flat pulley up here, so that was belt driven. It ran a gear that ran the gear the other way, that ran the shaft down here, that it would lift and bang and lift, and but it's a 1 stamp or pulverizer. So I don't know how. And there's a little cart here. It's just a little cart. I don't know how they maybe they pulled it up, how they loaded the thing. Oh, I think they dropped ore down in this slot and came down, and maybe that's the thing that smashed it. I don't know where the smashing action actually took place here, but and this is the cam that drives it. Goes around, lifts it, bang, drops, raises, drops, raises. Yeah, that'd be nice to see, you know, an old film of some of this stuff in action. Look, there's a coyote right there. Look, a coyote right there. There he goes. Wow, that was pretty brave. Somebody did warn me, be careful of coyotes out in Death Valley. They're smart and they're brave. So, yeah, that was certainly brave. Well, I'm happy to see all this big outdoor stuff. I don't feel the need to go inside, and I've seen all the little tooling, and I didn't even check to see if they were open inside or not, and I forgot my mask, so this is okay out here though. There's nobody here. That's pretty good social distancing. These are the kind of activities you can do, and it was free. So I think I'm gonna have a look around, do a little bit of mapping, and see where I can find a camp that might have a cell signal. I have cell here in town, but I think we're gonna go out the road a piece, try to find someplace out of town. I'm sure this video is running quite long by now, so we're gonna end it here in Death Valley. We'll resume the next video somewhere down the road. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. We'll be back soon. I'll see you.